Yo, pump it up. It's time for the news. Yo, we getting ready to bring you the news, boy. You need to know it.
Welcome to Open Run. This is our podcast where we share a unique perspective on youth sports and sports in general. Today's topic is for the love of the game or for the force of the game. What does that mean, John Arroyo?
So basically, everybody, when they play sports, they always say, man, I love this game. I play for the love of it. But then you have some parents that may force their kids to play, may force their kids to be better than they were, may force their kids to try to be the best player for two reasons. Could be because the parent was a good player, or more times than none, the parent wasn't a good player. So, we see that a lot. Is it right or is it wrong? Like, watch your kids play this game, and what should parents do? My opinion, that it should be for the love of the game. But what should parents do? What avenue should they take?
I think everybody wants their kid to be better than them.
True.
I agree.
But there's a way to do it.
Yeah, but it's they have options. Because we all play basketball. Right. The same path that we came might not be our kids' path, the path that they want to go.
Correct.
Even though we play basketball, they might want to play football. They might want to play soccer. Mm-hmm. But you have some parents that play certain sports would probably force their kid to play the sport that they play. So, and then that ties in with the effort of a kid, just being forced to play and really don't want to play that sport.
Have you ever seen a kid that's really good, but it's like he's forcing himself to play? Or does that not happen?
It does happen. You really. So it's not forcing the kid to play, it's just having a lot of pressure on you when you do play.
Right, okay.
So you have a kid playing under a lot of pressure, so it's not fun. It's funny that we're having this conversation because I just had a conversation with Tyson when I picked him up from the airport yesterday. And I told him, he made a comment about calming down and really these last couple of weeks in basketball, just enjoying the experience because I told Tyson, guess what? December 22nd, 2019 is done. Like you'll never get that day back, ever. So did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy each game? Have you enjoyed all 13 games that you played? Because you'll never get them back. So you'll never have another senior year. So he said that, and he repeated it to one of his players. And I said, man, where did you hear that? He's like, Chris Ward. Because I tell him, I said, everything based on me playing, everything that I tell you isn't about you being good at the sport. It's about if you're going to play and you want to play on that level, being better than me, and have you not take the same road. If I had made some dumb mistakes, if I made some dumb choices, if I had a bad attitude, listen, these are the things that got me in trouble. How are you going to learn from it? So it's not forcing Tyson to play the sport, but if he's going to play the sport, giving him like the cliff notes not to get in any type of trouble, or to be better. So that's how I see it. I would never force him to do anything. Only thing to say, academically, you gotta walk across that stage May 16th. That's my biggest piece. So.
Do you guys see, in a sense, where parents go overboard? And shoot, I'm gonna be honest with you, some people think I go overboard with Junior. He's in the 4th grade, 9 years old. Oh, you're doing too much. He's playing 2 sports.
Yeah, you're rough.
But But do you see that? What is going too much? I guess.
So, but do we want to? Do we want to do it?
I believe he does.
Yeah.
I believe he does.
So if he want to do it, I'm all for it. Right.
Well, I'm big on if a kid wants to do something, they're gonna ask, and they're gonna ask over and over again. If he wanted to go to the mall, if he wanted to go to the movies, if he wanted to buy something, he's gonna come in and you're gonna get tired of it.
True.
Or her. You're gonna get tired. I'm like, man, I got a text from Caitlin Gilbert at 9 o'clock last night. And she was like, Coach Chris, we working out today? Like, this is from Caitlin Gilbert, asking me if we're working out in the morning.
Right.
That way she's not being forced to be in the gym.
Absolutely.
She wants to be in the gym. But some parents will call me and, hey, you working out? Hey, Coach Chris gonna work you out at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. That early? Man, that kid don't want to be in there.
Right.
And so I don't think parents give kids a choice sometimes.
Okay, but giving them a choice, even at a young age, like what choice? Like they don't sign up for sports. They don't drive themselves to practice.
But you ask.
Right. I think you let him try it. Like my son, we let him try T-ball, which he didn't like, that was great. I was glad he didn't like T-ball. He played soccer, he liked that, he did that for a while. He stopped playing soccer when he broke his leg. My wife actually brought him to Naira when he was 4 years old. And he was coming to Chris's workouts at 4, the Naira stuff. And one day I brought him, this is when we were at Wilbur Davis. And one day I brought him and we got out the car and he started crying, he didn't want to go in. And I was like, you don't want to play? And he was like, no. I was like, you don't have to play if you don't want to. And he said, no. So we got in the car and we left. And I took him out then. And then when he was about 6.5, 7 years old, I started playing again in the old man league. And he started asking, when are you going to take me to play?
You is an old man.
Right, yeah. So that's when he asked, when am I going to take him to play? And then that's when he came back. And I was like, last time you cried and this and that. And now those same kids that were there when they were 4, they were way ahead, like the Jarvises and all of them that was in there at the same time. They were way ahead of him, but he was behind. But it was his choice to play,
Yeah.
Right.
And you asked that, John. You asked that, like, if a kid comes to you and they're selling books at school, or selling candy at school, it's presented to them, and they be like, "Oh, I get this for that." And so what they do is they come and they'll go to everybody they know and they'll ask. That's how sports is. You can present, hey, buddy, you want to play baseball? No. You want to play football? No. Like if they don't want to play, or if you introduce it to them and they don't want to, they're not interested in going back. They just give them their time when they want to say, hey, look, man, we're going to workouts. I'm sitting here now and Santia just hit me up. We working out today? I'm like, I'll rest today, man. Gym is closed. Rest today. So these are kids and nobody else. Well, I had a couple other kids hit me up already. But those kids that you want to hit you up and ask, they ain't hitting you. So do they love it? Are they out there doing it themselves?
Can you say do they love it? And then this is where I think parents have to come into play. You gotta have a little push. Because for instance, if I tell Junior right now, yo, we got a tournament, excited. Now if I tell them, yo, we're finna go work out at the house, man, most of these younger kids, they wanna play.
Right.
Yeah.
So is that forcing? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, it's forcing.
That's still forcing?
Oh, it's forcing. I remember kicking Tyson out of the gym. I ain't forcing him to come in the gym. I used to tell his mom he needed to be in the gym.
Right.
He needs to be in the gym. What is he going to be doing on Sunday?
Right.
You need to come to the gym. But that's not me and him going off one-on-one doing this. That's bringing to a group of kids. Your only child. This is where you get your friendship. This is where you get your
which that's true. He'd rather come work out with his friends than work out one-on-one. I can see that.
But if you're doing the workout, you can make sure he's getting the same stuff. You can still make sure and then now he has somebody to compete against. You take him out there and he's competing against you.
Correct.
He's competing against your conversation.
Correct.
Even now, if I say, hey, Tyson, we're going to work out, Tyson look at me like, man, ain't nobody else going to be there? Like they want to work out with their peers because you're going to be very critical of everything they do. Right. And they're aiming to please you. They're not aiming to please anybody else. They don't have anybody else to showcase for but you.
Correct.
And no matter what they do, you're going to think they can do it better.
True.
Okay, there's a question. The Ball family. I mean, we don't know too much about the history as far as them being raised, but from the stuff that we've seen on the internet and on the TV shows, do you think he forced his kids to play?
I honestly don't. I think he had a path lined up for all of them. And to be honest with you, everything he said has come to light.
I saw a video where he had one of them where they were going through the motion shooting free throws, and he got on them about it. Where you can tell he kind of didn't want to be there. But I just feel like if you walking your kid through something, like if JoJo says he wants to do this, and I'll be like, all right, well, let's go. We're gonna go get some work in. Come on, get up. Let's go get some work. Like I'll tell him to do that. I mean, is it forcing him? I mean, maybe so, but It's just like if he's going to compete in the spelling bee contest, I don't give a damn about
Right.
some little spelling bee competition. But if he's going to participate in that, I'll be like, well, come on, let's go hit these words real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right.
If that's something that he's trying to do, I'm gonna coach him through it. And yeah, I'm gonna challenge him to put in some work. And now when he gets to the point, I mean, when he does sometimes when he be like, Dad, can we go get some shots up? I don't care how tired I am or what I got going on. I got to get up and go.
Yeah, because he's asking.
Yeah.
Correct. But it's a double-edged sword. It's a difference in you asking him they want to go,
And
they're like, no, we don't want to go. So, I mean, I ain't gonna waste my time either.
Right.
Yeah.
So because I ain't gonna get nothing out of this workout, and it's gonna cause some tension. Because you don't want to work out. We in the gym, and like you said, you're getting kicked out of the gym.
Here's one thing I wish that I would have done more of, and you can't go backwards because you miss it once. I mean, Tyson's 22. That you can go outside and catch the ball.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, go throw the ball.
Yeah.
Like he want to go out and catch. You know, and some days we go out and catch.
Right.
Some days I'm like, man, you know, just let's chill out for a little bit. You know, but you don't get that back. Or you want to go catch the football.
Right.
Like he would ask, like, let's go outside and catch the football.
You're right. Junior asks like that all the
And
time.
and
Like,
that's
"Oh,
fine.
we gotta work out, but why not do that?
But then they put it back on you. If they ask you,
Yeah.
now you have some parents that
man.
don't do that.
Boy, let's go outside and catch this football.
No, you saying just go outside. They actually want to do stuff. Man, I ain't taking you nowhere. I ain't doing this.
Unless it's about the training, about this.
You know, somebody just even there in general. Hey, I got practice tonight at 6:30. Well, call one of your friends and call somebody to see if you can get a ride. You know, those type of things.
Yeah. But when you force kids, it creates no love for the game. And it creates an issue to where they're always trying to please you because they think that's something you want. You know, I believe in letting the kid make those choices. Even in Tyson's college, where he chose to go to school, he probably had about 10 different places he could have chose. You know, and he chose to go to North Dakota State. And I stood by him. I let him make that decision because I'm not going to be the one that has to be there for 4 or 5 years. And I don't want him coming back if it's a bad experience. Well, you made me go. Or going further, fast forward into he wants to play pro ball. The only suggestion for me that I'm going to make, we'll have a conversation about whatever agent he's going to choose. And that's it. We already know where he's going to train. We already know all this stuff. My only thing about that before this is May 16th, you will be graduating. You will walk across that stage. Pro, that's fine. That's a blessing. That's going to be there. But this degree, that's my only thing about him in the next step in his life. Make sure you walk across that stage May 16th with something in your hand. But
what does force look like? What does forcing a kid to? We see the love. We already talked about, that kid loves that game. Oh, that kid.
You know what? I'll give you a force. I'll give you a perfect example of a force. You know what? You're not gonna play on this team. Let's move. And the kid like, no, I want to stay with my friends. I want to play with my friends. Well, they ain't playing you in a position that you need to play in. Well, let's go. That's a force. That's a force. Well, I don't want to go. I mean, we've seen kids. I don't want to leave my friends. I want to play. I like them. I like playing. Look, I'm happy playing wherever on the floor. Well, they ain't letting you run the point, or they ain't playing you at the 2. You ain't getting up enough shots. Let's go. Then they force them to move to another place, or transfer high schools, or transfer colleges. I mean, that's force. Or transfer travel teams. We've seen that.
What I've seen in a different fashion of force, like making a kid play, like giving them threats. If you don't do this, you know what you're going to get when you get home.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. Yeah.
Like a good ass whooping?
Yeah. I've seen parents come and get kids off the bench and take them around the corner.
And whoop them.
They ain't gonna say whoop them, but
Put their hands on.
they put them hands on.
Yeah.
That's
Why do you think people do that though? Why do you think those parents do that?
I don't know. I don't think like that. I don't have that mentality.
And I don't have, the only time I've ever stepped onto the court, and this was when Tyson was young, if he's out there showing his ass on the court because of his attitude.
Right.
And not playing, not playing bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're going to have bad basketball games.
Yeah.
Like, I tell parents all the time, and I tell people all the time, I watch my son play in a totally different way. I watch basketball in a way where I'm trying to create for other kids, the way I can create drills, I can create movement, things that they need to work on. You know, and I watch my son's game. I'm not going to be jumping up, hooting and hollering, yelling at the ref because I might miss something. If I'm doing all that, I might miss something. I may miss something that we really need to work on. And so I'm not doing it. I'm watching it so we can find ways to get better. You know, and then also, I don't want to be that parent, you know, like just because you play, you think you know everything. Right. You know, I tell people all the time, I was good. I wasn't that good. I was good enough to play.
Not only that, you take the attention away from your son and his team. If you're hollering like that and stuff like that.
I mean, it's a good move, but
it makes the kid uncomfortable.
It just if he's doing that, that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do that. Now, if you're doing something that's just outstanding, you're supposed to do that.
Right.
Because this is your product.
You've been prepared for that.
Yeah, you've been prepared for it. So this is what I've been waiting for. Now the conversation after the game is, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and if you're talking about having a kid, like you were saying, Tyson came in here. The parents kept saying, Tyson came in, man. He spoke so well, and he had, I'm like, man, look, he's been around it. Like he's been surrounded. We put him on a pedestal or put him in a place where he's surrounded by good people, and that's what they do. Educated people, people that are competitive, people that own their own business, people that are just good people. They're well-spoken people. They're motivated people. That's his bubble. So for me to go and say, man, yeah, you know, good job. No, I'm not doing that. My job is to say, okay, you know what that feels like? Let's take it to the next step. Let's impact somebody else. So, you know, not to settle.
Well, no, and I told the parent when he came in and talked to the fourth graders today, I was like, man, look, at the fourth grade, he wasn't like that.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Kicked out of school.
Right, kicked out of school, get in trouble. But I asked him, I said, yo, what have you learned over these years? And I asked him, did you get in trouble while you were in school? Like, oh yeah, I got suspended for a couple games because of my attitude. You know, I was trying to tell him because when today when I'm coaching, I take a kid out, they put their head down, they mad, you know, and he was like, look, it's about the team. He told us about the team, and that's the attitude that you want. But when you're in the crowd, so say you're at a game and you watching these kids play, and they're playing hard. No kid out here doesn't want to lose. Yeah. But then you got the parent up there going crazy. I look at him and I'll be like, you know, sometimes I act like that too, no lie. But I look at him and be like, damn, man, you're killing your son and stuff like that. You're killing him, and all the attention is on you. Or you say, yo, why you do that? You could have did a crossover behind the back layup, but then you went straight. You know what I'm saying? Like this stuff like that.
That's them parents ain't never played ball.
Why you smiling? Why you laughing? You laughing inside? You know something?
Yeah, but you do have some parents that probably never played ball before, and just make those suggestions because of what they hear.
Go ahead and speak on it, dog.
Yeah.
No, come on, man.
I done said that stuff too.
We're on podcast,
I done said that too now.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it, but you know, I've seen it over the. I mean, I saw somebody kind of snatch their kid up today in one of the 7th grade games, and I kind of joked with the ref. I walked by, I was like, I'm gonna call DCF on you because you let that slide, and we both laughed. The ref is in there now, you know. But I've never snatched my son up not over no basketball. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, when he was playing middle school, he got a tech because he took his mouthpiece out and he was barking back at another kid that was talking trash to him, and he got teed up. And you know, I kind of stepped almost on the court, was like, put your mouthpiece back in and shut up. You know, so but that's
a teachable moment.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, like attitude, body language, stuff like that. You know, I mean, I don't tolerate that, but him trying to make a play and maybe he got strong enough, they take the ball from him, he get tied up, you ain't gonna see me come and snatch him and grab him and that crazy.
No, but I ain't gonna say, but I have a different mentality. If I was not coaching my kids and I'm watching them play and they're not playing up to their ability, I'm looking at the coach, you still got this dude in the game.
Right.
Well, okay, so let me ask you a question. Because you three are similar. The Chico the crazy one. But you three are similar. So for parents out there who don't know how to keep that in and be calm as a parent, because you are taking the attention away from your child and the team and the game, how do you do that, and why do you do that in a sense? Because there are some parents that go overboard, and you be like, yo, even if a kid gets fouled, have you ever seen a kid get fouled and the parents like, oh my, and they try to run on the court like, yo, like that's basketball.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It just comes with mentality.
Right.
Because some people have the hood mentality.
But why do you think parents are so animated?
Well, me, see, if I'm not coaching, I don't get emotionally
At
caught
all.
up and tied up into the game, and it's because I'm not the one that's out here. I'm not the one that's out here playing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not about me. I'm not playing. That's my son out there trying to do his own thing, pave his way. Now, from a parent standpoint, if he's out there and he's acting out of character, I don't care if we walking through the mall and he's out there acting out of character. I'm gonna straighten that out. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a discipline thing, that body language,
Not about the
talking
game.
back and stuff like that. But just as far as watching the game, if he makes a bad play and bounce it off his foot, he might look over there at me. I might be laughing at him. You know what I'm saying? And he'll like kind of laugh back.
Yeah, how do you do that and then coach
Because
in a different way?
Because Coach Hat and Daddy Hat are completely two
Straight
different
up,
hats.
a lot of people don't
Two different
don't
hats.
I
understand that.
think I'm saying
You are. Y'all are.
But I'm rougher coaching
Yeah.
on the side, because what I just said, if they out there messing up, I ain't gonna leave you out there. You coming out.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And then that's but the thing about it is too, I have a mentality of my father. My father used to always say, like, boy, that's that man team. You abide by his rules and regulations. I'm not going to tell that man how to run his team. That man been coaching for how long? And now I'm gonna come in because you have an issue with him?
Right.
Did he put his hands on you? Did he say something disrespectful to you? No, he's coaching you. Most people don't like their coaches, and that's the truth. They don't like.
yeah.
Most
Absolutely.
people say they don't like half the stuff their parents say.
Correct.
So a lot of it's the adults that play the role in being more of the kids. The adults bring all the issues into the team. Is it them living through their kids? Yes. That's my baby. My baby good. Ma'am, listen, sir, listen.
You're holding my baby back.
Yeah, like your son holding himself back. He can't dribble and chew gum.
Did Chris just call me out a few minutes ago talking about me on the podcast?
Yeah.
All right.
You been thinking about that?
It just hit me that he called me.
Yeah.
So, all right. What I don't understand is, like, if you take your kid from a team, take your kid from the team and go. Why do parents get all on social media and they keep taking shots at the organization or the previous coach that they left? To me, it's like a relationship. Let's say me and my let's say me and my wife we split up. I'm not gonna be all on Facebook talking bad about my old lady, or if I get fired from T-Mobile or something like that. I'm not gonna be on social media talking bad. I'm gonna go. It was a situation that didn't work out, so I part ways.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not talking about all, because I have had some people leave and you don't hear nothing from them. They left, it didn't work out, and that's fine, because that's all it is. At the end of the day, this is a product I have. I'm trying to help your kid, through this process. And if it don't work out, it's not for you, move along and go.
So, and that's when you start talking about, and that's what I'm saying. It was I knew you was laughing for a reason, but that's
I wasn't laughing about that, but you called me out.
Yeah, I have to. I have to.
The organization got called out the other day.
But the thing about it, that's when it's about the adult. It's not about the kid.
Right.
That's
I don't
about
think
your
it's-
own personal
Man, I don't
feelings.
think it's ever about the kid. I'm honest.
I'm just saying it's about the adult.
Yeah.
And if the adult had ever played or competed or anything on that level, there wouldn't be a conversation on that. Or even whatever level they competed on, if they were the person, the go-to person, it wouldn't be a conversation, because they understand the situation.
Right.
They've been on the top. They've never been on the bottom. They've never had to use their words to get something. They just use their actions.
But you know what? Even, and there's probably another topic, but even about going from team to team and switching teams and switching high schools and transferring and all that stuff. Like, I'd rather have my son and my daughter compete for something instead of, okay, well, it didn't work out. I mean, instead of, okay, he's not doing what I need him to do for my child, then I'm going to move. I'd rather have him compete.
Yeah.
You know, I told you the other day, Junior went to a whole new baseball team because, you know, his training was there, but then they put him in the outfield. I'm good with that.
He's on the field. He's playing.
I'm good with that. Some parents may not be good with that. Some parents may not know my son is a shortstop. He needs to play shortstop or I'm leaving.
And the craziest thing in the world, at that age, if you want to be an asset, if you want to get opportunity, when that coach look down the bench, if you can catch, if you can play first base, if you can pitch, whatever you can do, that coach look down the bench, man, I need a left field, I need a catcher. You're gonna be the first option because you can do everything.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
I'll give you, you know, at Tampa Prep, you know, I think Coach Philon did a great job with Tyson. I really do, and he held him accountable. But do I think he should have started his junior year? Yeah, but did it make him hungry as senior year?
True.
Do I think he was a good player and he could have played a lot more his sophomore year? Yeah, but that's that guy's team, and he knows what's good for his team, and he's known what's good for his team every year that he's been coaching. You know, so have I ever had a conversation with him? The only conversation I had with Philon was, Coach Philon was, hey, I'm gonna play Tyson on JV. You okay with that? Yeah. He's gonna play, right? Yeah. He can play as much as he wants. This is your team, bro. You know, I'm just gonna sit there and I'm gonna enjoy the moment. If not, guess what I should do? I should coach my own damn child.
Right.
You know, and so.
But
so
that's
people,
why we have that's why the world has so many damn travel teams.
Grassroots.
Man.
But it's the thing of the parent. I never made it about me with Tyson.
No.
Never.
No.
Now, if my son came to me, my son every year, I want to play college ball. Here's what you need to do. So I'm gonna be on you, and I tell him this: if you don't want to play college ball, tell me when you don't want to play college ball. Then I'll back off and we'll work on something else. But whatever it is you say you're gonna do, I'm gonna guide you there. And I'm going to be on you to stay and keep motivating.
Pushing.
Like he
motivated, pushing, not forcing.
Yeah, not forcing, because he said he wants to be a pro.
Right.
All right, here's how you be a pro. Right. These are things you need. When nobody's in the gym, you need to be in the gym. Yeah. You need to be doing extra things. You need to be doing A, B, C, D. Here it is.
Just being a ball player in general.
Yeah, like if you want to be a good student, it's the same thing.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I told Joe earlier, I'm like I saw his team play earlier. Well, I saw Rashid's team play Friday night, and I was like, damn, Rashid's team looked real good. That's our 7th grade Orange team. That looked real good. Then I see Joe's team playing. Like, damn, they all about 5'9", and they all handling the ball. And I'm like, they all seem happy, and they all seem playing together. And for some reason today, I didn't see no craziness in the crowd. Like even the parents, I think, realized like, oh, there's some good basketball. And that's all I want for my kid, to be involved in good basketball. Whether he's on the bench, whether he's playing, like this is what you want. And I think people forget that. People always say it's about my kid.
No, some people, they're chasing trophies.
True.
I'd rather just chase the game. I just want to be
Yeah.
on the court.
Yeah, and that's what
I don't care what it is.
that's what some parents do, because they never had that.
I mean, I've had a parent get mad with me because they want their kid to be the only one handling the ball, and they said it's chaos. Basically, what you saw today, that's chaos. I don't know what I'm doing.
That was kind of nice.
But you know, my whole thing is I don't have 1-2 kids on this team that I'm trying to get ready for high school.
True.
I got 11 kids that have to get ready to make their high school team. Now, if that means all of them handling the ball and costing me games because they might turn it over, if I don't allow the kid to go out there and make the mistake, how am I going to instruct them? How are they going to learn if they're not allowed to make that mistake? Especially at this age. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dre's team is a little younger, your team is younger. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you might.
You can't do that with my team yet.
Right. You might put some limitations there, but even at that age, I mean, from day one, I've been doing this. Yeah. From day one, because I knew what happened to me. So I lost a lot of games, 2nd, 3rd grade, doing that. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
But at the end of the day, if you talking about college coach ain't gonna ask you what you did in 3rd grade.
Right.
They ain't gonna ask you what you did in the 5th.
Right.
They ain't gonna ask you what you did in the 6th, 7th, or the 8th grade.
But that's why some people thought I was crazy for letting Denari Gary bring up the ball at the rebound.
Oh, yeah.
They got back in the 5th grade, and that's why you see how I use Mike, man. Let's go.
You gotta be the next level.
Right. Shit, Sam Washington saw me, and he told when Chris was training my nephew Adonis, he was like, Would you tell Chris Ward Adonis is not a guard? He's a big man.
Adonis never grew another inch.
Big man.
You know, so why would
6'8" right there. 6'8", 390. But yeah, he's pretty big. I don't know if he's 390.
But now I would say Washington say that.
But that's what I said was my first coach.
But I'm just saying. But now would he say that? Look at the NBA. Look at college.
I don't know. He might. Now there's still a lot of old school guys out there that still do. Like you see him all the time. Get it to your point guard.
But
you never hear me say that.
Yeah, but you know, people don't understand. Big O was 6'5".
Right.
Oscar Robertson was 6'5".
Right.
You know, and that's you talking about old school.
But you're a 2 guard now at 6'5".
Yeah, maybe a 1.
Point two.
Yeah.
You know, so, but the Big O was the point guard at 6'5". And he was the big dog.
Do you walk around in the store? I mean, people just see, hey man, I bet you used the ball back in the
Man,
day.
they ain't never said that to me.
I say, nah, I wouldn't know some dude.
Damn, to be and Chris be somewhere together, you used to play, huh? Me too, man.
People ask me if I played football now, man.
And they got caught me with that too.
Football.
You still playing like, man, no, over 40.
Yeah, I'm an old man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all what. Listen, if y'all was around this weekend, y'all should have been at the skills center. We got 2 good games. You got each one teach one. Only up by 1 against G1. G1.
God first.
Then you got team under pressure against skills center leading overtime.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right now.
Yeah, man. But we got to continue to do things like this, have these conversations.
Yeah.
And Dre ended up bringing this discussion in based on Emmitt Smith and his son this past week when his son decided to go to Stanford over the University of Florida. And to hear what Emmitt Smith said about his son's choice. And it's true. You know, no matter where his son goes, he's still going to be a Gator because he's raised on Gator Foundation. You know, and that's it. You know,
his son got his own journey.
Yeah, and that's a blessing. And a lot of people do not. You know, they'll force their kid to go where they want them to go or where they think they should go. You know, this is not about a person's parent's journey or a parent's where you want to be. If you want your kid to hate you and dislike you when it comes, they're gonna blame you. I promise you. If it doesn't go right. They're gonna blame you, and they're gonna have some resentment towards you. So for us, for me, I know in my household we never wanted to be like that. This is Troy Tyson's decision. I would never force him to do it because I know how hard it is to be a pro. I know how hard it is to be a college athlete. You know, you're talking about getting good grades. You're talking about having a social life. You get no Christmas, no Thanksgiving.
People forget about the social life. People forget about the bonds that you
have. You're talking about all that. You're talking about being on the road, traveling, having to turn work in, having assignments. Like, people don't understand how hard it is to be a student athlete, especially people that have never done it.
I agree.
All right, looks like that's our time. Let us know what you guys think, man. Get a little active in the comments, man.
Yeah, come on, man. Don't be scared.
Yeah, this is the podcast.
Well, no,
Chris
this
called
the
me out.
Haters everywhere.
For the love of the game, not the force of the game, man.
All right, we out.
Peace.
Peace.
Just say you called me out.
You call me out.
Yo, pump it up. It's time for the news.